Children of the infinite, hear this law and engrave it upon your spirit. No man, no woman, no situation has power over the soul aligned with God. Anger is the chain of the ego, but divine alignment is the sword that severs all chains. When you rise in vibration, when you dwell in the secret place of the Most High, no insult can reach you, no darkness can touch you, no disturbance can move you. Say aloud, I am unshaken, I am unmoved, I live in the atmosphere of divine law. For anger is the great thief of power. It drains the wealth of the mind, it scatters the riches of the heart, it blinds the eye that must see opportunity. And yet, hear me, no one can make you angry unless you grant them the permission of your attention. Anger is not given to you, it is chosen by you. Therefore, choose differently. Declare this truth, I refuse reaction, I refuse disturbance, I am the master of my energy, the commander of my destiny. Understand this divine law, you cannot be bothered by what you do not entertain. If you hold no seat for offense, none may sit. If you open no door for irritation, none may enter. This is the law of vibration. What you dwell upon multiplies, and what you reject dissolves. The one who refuses anger becomes a magnet for wealth. For money flows not to turbulence, but to clarity. Abundance bows not to the restless spirit, but to the still soul anchored in divine order. When you master self-control, you master creation. When you deny disturbance, you open the floodgates of prosperity. Say aloud, I live above insult. I rise above opposition. I am wealth in motion. I am peace unbreakable. Remember this eternal law. Identity governs reality. If you call yourself offended, you will attract offense. If you call yourself angry, anger will pursue you. But if you declare, I am calm as the eternal sea, I am rich as the infinite vault, I am aligned with divine law, then the universe itself bends to your declaration. So I tell you this, never again say, they made me angry. Speak instead, I cannot be touched by shadows. I am light, and light cannot be disturbed. Speak this daily, speak this boldly, speak this as command. No person holds my peace. No situation steals my joy. I live in vibration with divine wealth, divine power, and divine law. I cannot be angered. I cannot be bothered. I stand as the eternal I am. And so it is. Anger is a thief of power. Reject it. For anger enters like a whisper and leaves like a storm, scattering the treasures of your soul, wasting the currency of your spirit, and draining the gold of your divine inheritance. Hear me, anger is not strength, it is weakness disguised as thunder. It pretends to protect you, yet it betrays you. It rises as fire, but it consumes only the one who carries it. It takes the sharp sword of your focus and breaks it into pieces. It robs your clarity, it blinds your vision, it steals your peace, and it bankrupts your energy. Declare now, I will no longer be robbed by anger. I will no longer be deceived by the lie that reaction is power. I stand in divine calm, and in calmness I reign. For what is anger but an open gate through which the enemy of your destiny enters? It is the thief that comes not in the night but in broad daylight, and men welcome it with their own lips. They say, I had no choice, I was provoked. But this is a lie of the shadow. You always have a choice. You are not slave to moods. You are master of vibration. Say aloud, I am not a creature of reaction. I am a creator of command. No one holds the key to my spirit but I, and I choose peace. I choose wealth. I choose divine alignment. Know this law. Where anger dwells, blessings depart. Where wrath takes root, prosperity withers. For abundance requires clarity, and clarity is lost in the smoke of fury. The man of rage cannot hear divine instruction. The woman of temper cannot discern the voice of God. Anger deafens, anger blinds, anger shackles. But peace is the golden path. Peace is the soundless strength. Peace is the vibration of wealth. Therefore, reject anger, cast it out as the stranger it is, and seat yourself again on the throne of composure. Do not be deceived. Anger feels powerful because it surges, but it leaves you empty. True power is silent, steady, immovable, like a mountain that no storm can topple. When insult comes, stand unmoved. When provocation knocks, do not open the door. When offense seeks to enter, turn it away with silence. This is not weakness, this is mastery. Say, I master myself, therefore I master my world. I refuse disturbance, therefore I command abundance. Understand this eternal truth. The universe mirrors your state. If you live in fury, you draw chaos. If you live in calm, you draw wealth. If you burn in wrath, you invite destruction. But if you radiate peace, you magnetize prosperity. Anger repels riches as oil repels water. The heart at war cannot attract the currency of heaven. Therefore, guard your spirit as you would guard your treasure chest. Protect it from the thief. Shut the gate of anger. Raise the banner of divine law and declare, no fury lives in me. No wrath speaks through me. I am the vessel of peace, and in peace I prosper. For every time you refuse anger, you rise higher in vibration. Every time you reject offense, you sharpen your vision. Every time you turn away wrath, you multiply your strength. This is the divine exchange: peace for power, composure for clarity, calmness for creation. Anger is costly, peace is profitable. Anger is fleeting, peace is eternal. Anger scatters, peace gathers. Choose the gathering, choose the profitable, choose the eternal. Say this now with authority: anger is no master of mine. I reject it, I renounce it, I cast it from my being. I stand in the unshaken calm of God. My spirit is wealthy, my mind is clear, my destiny is secure. I am not moved by provocation. I am not deceived by fury. I am a child of divine law, and divine law commands my peace. And so it is. No one can disturb you unless you permit it. The universe has written this law into the fabric of being. Nothing enters your atmosphere unless you grant it entrance. No word, no insult, no circumstance can penetrate the fortress of your soul unless you open the gate. Offense knocks, but you must choose whether to answer. Irritation waits at the threshold, but only your permission allows it to sit at your table. The world will provoke, the world will test, the world will send storms. But storms cannot shake the mountain unless the mountain consents to crumble. Say now with authority, I give no permission to disturbance. I give no seat to offense. I give no power to irritation. My peace is sealed. My spirit is sovereign. My soul is untouchable. Understand this: disturbance is not an external force, it is an internal agreement. When you say they upset me, you hand them the keys to your kingdom. When you confess, they made me angry, you surrender your throne. But no man, no woman, no force has power over you except the power you willingly yield. You are the ruler of your vibration, the governor of your energy, the keeper of your atmosphere. Declare, I reclaim my authority. I revoke all permission given to disturbance. I enthrone peace as the ruler of my soul. Hear the divine law: whatever you allow will live, whatever you deny will die. If you allow offense, it grows strong. If you deny it, it withers. If you feed irritation, it multiplies. If you starve it, it vanishes. Disturbance has no life of its own, it survives only on your attention. Withdraw the attention, and the shadow dissolves. Pour your focus upon peace, and peace expands to fill your world. Say aloud, my attention is my currency. I spend it only on peace, only on prosperity, only on divine order. Nothing enters my world without my consent, and I consent only to the good, the holy, the prosperous. The wise soul knows that provocation is powerless without participation. The words of others are but wind unless you make them anchors. Their judgments are but shadows unless you grant them substance. Their insults are but echoes unless you amplify them with belief. You are the chooser, you are the decider, you are the sovereign spirit standing in the center of creation. Repeat, I do not participate in disturbance. I do not collaborate with offense. I do not co-sign the lies of provocation. I remain still, I remain sovereign, I remain aligned with divine law. The one who gives no permission to disturbance becomes immovable, unshaken, unstoppable. Such a soul cannot be manipulated, cannot be distracted, cannot be robbed of energy. This is the soul that attracts wealth, for money flows where stability reigns. Prosperity comes to the one who cannot be provoked. Opportunities appear to the one who cannot be swayed. The world bends to the one who will not bend to irritation. Say this: I am fixed in divine peace. I am anchored in divine power. I am crowned with divine wealth. Nothing outside of me governs me. Only the Spirit of God commands my atmosphere. Understand the eternal truth. Identity governs experience. If you call yourself vulnerable, you will attract disturbance. If you declare yourself weak, you will invite insult. But if you proclaim, I am sovereign over my emotions, I am master of my vibration, I am the untouchable child of the infinite, then the universe itself will echo your declaration and shield you with its agreement. Speak this prophecy now. No one disturbs me, for I permit no disturbance. No one shakes me, for I give no power to provocation. I am the ruler of my peace, the commander of my atmosphere, the governor of my soul. I allow only abundance. I admit only blessing. I host only the divine. I live sealed in the law of sovereignty, and I cannot be touched. And so it is. Your vibration determines your reaction. For the law is written, you cannot rise above the frequency you dwell in, and you cannot react higher than the vibration you carry. When you live in fear, every word wounds you. When you live in pride, every slight inflames you. When you live in lack, every gain of another torments you. But when you rise into peace, nothing can disturb you. When you ascend into love, nothing can offend you. When you dwell in abundance, nothing can threaten you. Reaction is not random, it is the echo of your vibration. Say now with authority, I elevate my vibration, I align with the divine, I choose the atmosphere of heaven, and therefore I react with majesty, with calmness, with wealth of spirit. You must understand this eternal principle. Nothing outside of you determines your state. All is filtered through the frequency you have chosen. Two people may face the same insult. One collapses in fury, the other stands unshaken. What is the difference? It is not the insult, it is the vibration. Two souls may lose the same possession. One falls into despair, the other rises into opportunity. What is the difference? It is not the loss, it is the vibration. Life is not what happens to you, life is what vibrates through you. Declare aloud, I refuse the lower frequencies. I reject the vibrations of anger, lack, and fear. I rise into the vibration of peace, power, and prosperity. My reaction flows from my chosen frequency. Hear the divine law. Vibration is choice, not accident. You are not a prisoner of moods, you are the master of your state. You do not wait for peace to descend, you choose peace. You do not wait for joy to arrive, you call joy forth. You do not wait for strength to come, you decree strength into being. Reaction is not fate, it is reflection. And reflection always matches the vibration of the source. Say this, I am the source, I am the cause, I am the center of vibration. I set my frequency to divine calm, and calm becomes my reaction. I set my frequency to wealth, and wealth becomes my outcome. Every reaction is a prophecy fulfilled. If your vibration is low, you will answer low, and your life will spiral lower still. If your vibration is high, you will answer high, and your life will ascend ever higher. Anger attracts anger, fear attracts fear, offense attracts offense. But peace multiplies peace. Joy expands joy. Love magnifies love. The universe is obedient to vibration, it echoes back your state in multiplied form. Therefore, discipline your vibration as you would guard your fortune. Protect it as you would your treasure chest. Elevate it daily through words of power, through thoughts of truth, through declarations of identity. Say aloud, I vibrate with divine order, I vibrate with unshaken wealth, I vibrate with eternal strength, my reactions are holy, my responses are sovereign, my atmosphere is untouchable. Know this, the master is never reactive, the master is always creative. The one who vibrates low is a puppet of circumstances, but the one who vibrates high becomes the creator of circumstances. When provocation comes, the lower man reacts, but the higher man transforms. When insult comes, the lower soul retaliates, but the higher soul blesses. This is not weakness, this is command. It is power concealed in stillness, dominion revealed in silence, for silence is not emptiness, it is vibration too high to be disturbed. Say with unbreakable authority, my vibration governs my reaction. My reaction governs my destiny. Therefore, I rise into the highest vibration of divine law. I am not pulled down by shadows, I am lifted by light. I am not shaken by disturbance, I am anchored in the eternal I am. My life reflects my vibration, and my vibration is set to wealth, set to power, set to divine peace. And so it is. Peace attracts wealth. Anger repels abundance. This is a divine decree written into the fabric of creation. Wealth flows toward stillness, prosperity gravitates toward harmony, and abundance bows before the calm spirit. But anger is the repellent. Anger is the barricade. Anger is the exile from the land of plenty. For no fortune can root itself in the soil of disturbance, and no blessing can dwell in the house of wrath. Say now with unshaken authority, I cast out anger, I enthrone peace, I magnetize wealth by my calmness, I open the floodgates of abundance by my stillness. Understand this eternal law. Money is a servant of vibration, and vibration is the voice of the soul. When your soul sings in harmony, riches answer. When your spirit radiates peace, opportunities gather. When your mind dwells in still waters, doors open without effort. But when your energy is fractured with rage, fortune flees. When your spirit is storm-tossed with wrath, prosperity withdraws. Wealth abides in order, not in chaos. Blessings gather in serenity, not in fury. Declare aloud, my peace is my magnet, my calmness is my currency, my stillness is my signal to the universe that I am ready for riches. Anger does not only repel abundance, it destroys what is already gained. It is a devourer, a waster, a thief. How many have lost opportunities in a moment of wrath? How many have scattered wealth through a burst of temper? Anger blinds the eye that must see the open door. Anger deafens the ear that must hear divine instruction. Anger shatters the vessel that was meant to carry treasure. Therefore, guard yourself. Refuse to spend the wealth of your energy on wrath. Refuse to pay the high price of fury. For peace is profitable, but anger is bankruptcy of the soul. Say this now, I invest only in peace, for peace yields infinite return. I reject anger, for anger robs and leaves me empty. Do not be deceived by the illusion that anger is power. Anger feels like fire, but it is fire that consumes its own house. Peace feels like silence, but it is silence that commands the storm. True power is not in shouting, but in knowing. True dominion is not in rage, but in composure. The calm soul is immovable, and the immovable soul is irresistible. Wealth seeks stability, and peace is stability embodied. Abundance seeks the unshaken, and peace is the foundation unbreakable. Say with confidence, I am the calm sea that reflects heaven. I am the still ground where prosperity takes root. I am peace, and therefore I am wealthy. The law is unbending like attracts like. Anger vibrates chaos, and chaos attracts loss. Peace vibrates order, and order attracts increase. If you live in turbulence, you will reap confusion. If you live in harmony, you will reap prosperity. This is not opinion, it is spiritual science. You cannot sow anger and reap abundance. You cannot host wrath and welcome wealth. But if you cultivate peace, you plant the seed of fortune. If you host calmness, you host creation itself. Say aloud, peace flows through me, wealth flows to me. Calm reigns in me, prosperity reigns around me. Therefore, never again claim anger as your portion. Never again excuse wrath as natural, for you are not of the dust but of the divine. You are not meant to react as the world reacts. You are meant to reign as heaven reigns. The kingdom of peace is your birthright, and with it comes the inheritance of abundance. Align with it now. Speak this prophecy. Peace crowns my mind, wealth crowns my life. Anger is banished, riches are magnetized. I live in divine harmony, and in harmony all good comes to me. And so it is. Identity is the law of reality. Declare who you are. For the universe mirrors not your wishes but your identity, not your begging but your being. Life does not hand to you what you hope for, it hands to you what you are. If you call yourself weak, weakness multiplies. If you call yourself poor, poverty pursues. If you declare yourself unlucky, misfortune rises to greet you. But if you stand and decree, I am strength, I am wealth, I am the chosen of divine law, Then heaven and earth align to bear witness to your declaration. Say this with authority. I am who God says I am. I am abundance in motion, prosperity in flesh, divine power clothed in form. I do not wait to become, I declare and I am. Understand this eternal principle. Identity precedes manifestation. What you embody, you attract. What you name yourself, you create. The tongue writes the blueprint. The heart provides the vibration, and the universe constructs the form. To identify is to legislate. To declare is to decree. To speak I am is to call forth creation. This is why the careless tongue is dangerous. For when you say I am tired, you summon weariness. When you say I am broke, you summon lack. When you say I am angry, you summon disturbance. You write laws against yourself with your own mouth. Reject this error now and proclaim with fire, I am strong, I am wealthy, I am calm, I am divine alignment embodied. I do not declare weakness, I declare dominion. I do not affirm lack, I affirm overflowing abundance. Identity is not what others name you. It is what you name yourself. They may call you small, but if you say, I am mighty, the universe agrees with you. They may call you poor, but if you decree, I am wealthy, prosperity cannot deny you. They may call you ordinary, but if you declare, I am extraordinary, creation bows to your identity. For the divine law is not swayed by the chatter of men, it is bound to the declaration of your soul. Say this, no label attaches to me but the one I speak. No name binds me but the one I claim. I am who I say I am, and I say I am limitless. Know this, the great I am within you is the voice of God. When you speak I am, you summon the creative force that made the heavens and the earth. Therefore, treat your words as prophecy. Do not speak idly, for every I am is a seed planted, and every seed bears fruit. If you plant weeds, you reap weeds. If you plant gold, you reap treasure. Choose wisely, for identity cannot be hidden. It radiates, it attracts, it builds. Identity is the magnet of reality. Speak it now. I am divine wealth. I am endless peace. I am eternal strength. I am radiant abundance. I am power unshaken. I am the living proof of divine law. You must command yourself daily. The world will attempt to rename you with its fear, with its criticism, with its lies. But you are not what the world says, you are what you decree. Therefore, rise each morning and proclaim your truth. Say aloud, I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul, the architect of my destiny. My words shape worlds, my identity governs my reality. I speak as one with authority, and the universe obeys my decree. So cast off the old names of defeat. Burn the garments of limitation. Step clothed in the robe of identity divine. For when you declare who you are, reality must bow. Say it now with no hesitation. I am chosen. I am prosperous. I am victorious. I am eternal. I am expressing through me. I am. Therefore it is. And so it is. The unshaken soul commands the universe. For creation itself bows before stability, and the cosmos answers to the one who refuses to be moved. The storms may rage, but they cannot topple the mountain. The winds may howl, but they cannot uproot the oak. The insults of men may fly like arrows, but they cannot pierce the armor of the steadfast. When you are unshaken, you are untouchable. When you are unmoved, you are unconquerable. Say this now with authority. I am unshaken, I am unmoved. I am the stillness that commands the storm. The universe bends to my calmness, and creation obeys my immovable spirit. Understand this eternal law. Power is not in reaction, it is in position. The one who wavers loses authority, but the one who stands firm rules. The soul that trembles is manipulated by circumstance, but the soul that remains anchored dictates circumstance. The universe is not governed by the loud, nor by the furious, but by the steadfast, by the centered, by the aligned. To be unshaken is to sit on the throne of divine law, and from that throne, reality takes command. Declare aloud, I am anchored in eternal truth. I am rooted in divine order. I cannot be moved by fear, anger, or lack. I command by my stability, I govern by my peace. The unshaken soul carries the frequency of heaven, and heaven is immovable. God does not tremble before man, nor does divine law bow to chaos. And you, child of the infinite, bear that same nature. Why then do you allow yourself to be swayed by insult? Why do you permit yourself to be tossed by circumstance? Do you not know that within you lives the I Am, eternal and unbreakable? To live shaken is to forget your divinity. To live unshaken is to remember your origin. And when you remember, creation remembers you. Say it boldly. I cannot be disturbed, I cannot be bent, I cannot be overthrown. My calmness is my crown, my stillness is my scepter, my peace is my power. Hear this truth. Anger repels, fear shrinks, doubt scatters, but stillness commands. When the sea is calm, it reflects the heavens. When the soul is calm, it reflects the infinite. And reflection is authority, for what mirrors the divine governs the earthly. The unshaken soul does not chase, it attracts. It does not beg, it commands. It does not plead, it declares. And the universe, hearing the tone of immovable peace, rushes to obey. Say this now. I do not chase wealth, wealth comes to me. I do not beg for opportunities, opportunities bow before me. I do not strive in desperation, I command by alignment. I am the unshaken, and therefore I reign. Every disturbance that tests you is only an invitation to mastery. Every insult hurled at you is only a chance to stand taller. Every wave that crashes against you is only proof that you are a rock. Do not collapse in the presence of provocation. Rise in the presence of resistance. For the more immovable you remain, the more power you accumulate. Peace is compounding wealth. Stillness is multiplying strength. The unshaken soul is not only victorious, it is magnetic. It draws abundance, it attracts respect, it governs outcomes. Say aloud, I do not move for shadows. I do not bow to chaos. I do not surrender to noise. I am the eternal calm. I am the divine command. I am the sovereign soul who rules by peace. Identity creates vibration. Vibration creates command, and command shapes reality. If you identify as fragile, you will live shaken. If you declare yourself unbreakable, you will command creation. For the universe bends not to complaint but to certainty, not to weakness but to firmness, not to trembling but to truth. Be therefore unshaken, and the universe itself becomes your servant. Speak this prophecy. I am immovable as the eternal rock. I am calm as the still sea. I am steadfast as divine law. The universe hears me, the universe obeys me, the universe serves me. I am unshaken, therefore I command. And now the law is sealed, the truth is spoken, the decree is set, anger is banished, disturbance denied, vibration exalted, peace enthroned, identity declared, and the soul made unshaken. You have heard the eternal principles, and you have felt the fire of revelation. Now let them not pass like wind, but let them anchor as stone. For these are not words to admire, they are commands to embody. You are not a victim of moods, you are the master of atmosphere. You are not a servant of circumstance, you are the ruler of creation. Say it once more with unshaken conviction. I am sovereign over my spirit. I am commander of my destiny. I am aligned with divine law. I am anchored in eternal peace. Nothing can anger me. Nothing can disturb me. Nothing can move me, for I am the living decree of the infinite I am. And as you stand in this vibration, wealth will find you, peace will crown you, power will serve you, and the universe will bow to your command. And so it is.